Yeah, so hi guys, this video is going to be about the tale of three water pumps. So we've had a bit of drama, bit of fault finding, trying to figure out what went wrong and why it didn't work. Hi guys and girls and the undecided, Gary here from Manga Mat Workshop, where we fix, repair, sometimes break and have to fix again. Let's get into it. Yeah, hi guys, Gary here from Manga Mat Workshops. Now today we're playing around with the water pump here. It was running really slow, so I wasn't quite sure whether it was because of the filter was blocked or whether the pump itself, but we weren't getting much pressure at the shower. So what I ended up doing was I did replace the filters here. You've got two inline filters, but I've only got one filter on it by itself. And the actual pressure gauge here was doing all right, so we didn't have any issues with that pressure gauge. So I ended up changing one of these filters here, so that was all good. So I knew that the pump wasn't pumping up very good. I didn't want to go buy a new pump. I did have another pump which I had, so I brought the other pump I had. I grabbed it and I put some fittings on it to see if that would work, because initially the other pump I had, it actually had a leak in the casing, so probably during COVID, so I didn't want to go pay money in case it wasn't the pump problem. So that's what I did. But the issue is, and I'll show you that in a minute, but the pump that I was replacing with, I was carrying it by the pressure switch, and it snapped off and the pump fell to the ground, and it kind of damaged the end casing and it broke it a bit, so I had to do a bit of a bush fix, and I'll show you that in a minute. This is the one that I was talking about, had the repair done in here, so you can see this has been welded up, and this is where it split through here, so this was just pissing water. So when this one started leaking water, we bought this one, had this one replaced with this pump, and this is the one that was not performing, wasn't doing low. I guess it was doing pressure because it would make the switch would switch off. So what I did, I grabbed this one here, and this is the one I was show you with I was carrying it by this pressure switch when I was trying to get fittings, because what I wanted to do is get the right fittings and the right setups, so I could just take this pump out and then put this one straight in with all the right fittings on it. So no problems. Okay, so here guys, this is what happens when you decide to carry your water pump by the actual pressure switch itself. So that was a bit of a bugger. It broke off, and that's a moulded fitting, so it's not like I can replace it and carry on regardless. So it annoyed me a bit, but when lucky in the bench here, I've got another pressure switch from another pump, so I swapped it out. When I was unwiring this, I discovered, as you can see here, the terminal had burnt out in that wire, so it was actually fortunate in a way. So yeah, so that all worked out quite good. So yeah, this is a bin job, and I will fix up the pump with this other switch I've got, and we'll give it a run and see if that fixes the problem. But there's also, when it broke off and the pump fell to the ground when I was doing fitting Tetris, I also ended up breaking some of the rods, that the mounts that hold the motor actually together, so then I did a bit of a bush fix on that. So because the issue was this other pump I had in there wasn't pumping much flow. It was doing pressure, but it had no flow to it, so I wanted to, before I spent money on a new pump, I wanted to make sure that the pump was the issue. So we got that sorted out, thankfully. So on the end here, so this fan cover, it smashed these mounts here, so these mounts broke. You can see there's a bit of a crack there. I tried to glue it up a bit. Glue it up. So I got this 5mm rod, which was the right size, and then I just put a plate down the end here. So this is our new replacement pump. Jet pump, 1.75 horsepower, which is, I think the last one I had, that's the one that's in there now, which is the one I just sort of temporarily fixed up. I think it's a 2 horsepower one. So yeah. Nice new pump. See if we can get it out without breaking it. Ooh, nice pump. Right, I need to go play some fitting Tetris for it, don't I now? Okay, so quick dip into the box of fittings to see if I've had something that would do the job, but no, not to be. So down to the old farm source, and we've brought the right items and fittings, and so we can put it on, and that way we can directly just pull the old one out, chuck this one in, no drama. Okay, here we are down at the water pump. Had a bit of an incident last night when the actual pump stopped running. So last night about 8-9 o'clock came in, took the lid off here, isolated the water inlet there, and we changed the pump out. So I had another pump, a new one, to replace the one that I had bush fixed, as it were. So we'll just have a look and just see how we are looking inside here. A little yeah, so we're looking all good. There's no leaks. Pump seems to be running okay. So this is a 1.5 horsepower or 1300 watt motor. So yeah, no, it all looks good. Don't have any sort of real issues there. So I'm happy with that. Make sure that's tight. Yep. No, I think we'll button it up and call it good. I think I'm gonna. What happened with the other pump? I think the pressure switch might have gone on it, and it kept on pumping, and it shut down on over flow or no flow, because when I come in last night the pump had tripped off. So yeah, that seems to be running alright now. Quite happy. Water pump that came out, and obviously there's something wrong with it somewhere in here. So we'll just have a take it apart, and have a look, see what caused this issue we had. Yeah, these are all loose. What that is all about. Let's see. Yeah, because the pump wasn't making pressure, so or flow, it stopped making pressure. Oh, look at that. I think that there is supposed to be attached to there. So there you go. There's a guide vane. You see the little tack welds there. You can see it's not stuck to there anymore, is it? It's all come loose. Well, broken off. So that's interesting. Let's check the other ones. That one's broken off as well. That one's broken, see it's been rubbing. So no, it has been pumping. So it looks like they're all broken off. So that's why it wasn't making flow. Okay, here we are going to do a little screen for this tap I'm going to put in. So I'm just going to do it up here in LightBurn, just do a simple pattern, and then what we'll do, we'll just clean it up, tidy it up, and then we'll chuck it on the cutter, and we'll see how that turns out. Hopefully should work all right. Okay, let's move our design onto the cutting table. So the first thing it's going to do, get the fan going. We'll do a bit of a scan of the area it's going to cut in, and we'll push go and let it do its thing. So hopefully with this plate on the end of the tap, we'll stop the critters getting up into it. So if we drain the pipe out and that tap just sitting open, we don't want some sort of mouse getting up into the pipe and dying in there and ended up in our water supply. So that's why I thought I'd put the screen on. That should solve that little problem. So anyway, we'll let it do its cut and fix it up on the side. Cut's finished and the dropped out to the bottom tray there. I'll just grab it out of there and we'll just have a bit of a quick look. Yep, came out beautiful. Let's put it in. Right, let's see how this fits, eh? Got our little screen here. Nice. Looking quite good, eh? And hopefully this here should just screw down and hold her in place. So I can turn it the other way, I guess, can I? Tapered fitting. I should make another one. Anyway. Okay, so I ended up cutting some rings because it wasn't going to tighten up on my too much, so hence I had to cut 6 rings. Maybe I only need 5 rings. There we go. Nice little filter, all critter proof. We go put it in there. Here's the finished product with the actual tap in place. So that's good. So now all I have to do is just turn this, and yes, this is quite a bit of pressure there, as you can see. But now we can just drain it without having to, before we had to unscrew this whole thing. So that was a real pain in the butt and quite hard to do, and there's quite a bit of pressure there. Because if you look up here, so the actual water level is here. So that's the head that's on there, and it goes all the way back to the house. So there's quite a lot of water in this pipe. And then down there, we can see there's the actual water pump itself. So we'll leave it there with that. Quite a good success with the new water pump, and it's been running really well for the last 3 months or so. I do apologise, I haven't put this video out for quite a while. I've just been other things on the go and place. I'm trying to get a bit more consistent in the future. The next job is with the caravan. I've got a new solar panel to go in. We'll take it from 100 watts up to 300 watts. So that'll be the next one. It'll help power the Starlink Mini a bit better and have a bit of a tidy up in there. So looking forward to that. So join me in the next video, and hopefully it won't be 3 months to get that one sorted. So thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.